If one day your school absolutely no clean water, like suddenly it disappeared, what do you think? Like, how do you feel about that day?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere would feel so uncomfortable and stressful almost immediately. At first, many students may think it's just a small inconvenience, but after a few hours, they started realizing how serious the problem is.
Hello students, parents and everyone. Welcome back to the iSMART Ambassador Talk and Share, a place where we're not looking for a cookie cutter answer, but this is a space where our ambassador can sit down and share their perspective on social issue in English. And by their unique and colorful story, they can prove that just by being heard, every individual can create an impact and they can spread the inspiration that drives true action for every one of us. And today's episode, we're going to meet an 8th grader from Nguyễn Ảnh Thủ Secondary School, Ho Chi Minh City. And this girl, she won a Global Voice Ambassador title from iSMART Ambassador 2026. With the previous round, she delivered an incredibly impressive presentation with the topic is AI and healthcare. With her animated biology video that she made by herself, she created an easier way for the children to access the health education topic. Okay, but the thing that she moved the judge's heart is that with her profound statement, a machine can give us an answer, but only human can truly care and truly listen. And today, with the exact compassion and her passion about health education, she will help us to get deeper into the critical issue is clean water and school health. Yes, clean water and school health. But I'm talking too much right now. Let's get back to Huỳnh Kim Khánh. Yeah, it's your turn to introduce by yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Huỳnh Kim Khánh. I'm currently an 8th grade student at Nguyễn Ảnh Thủ Secondary School, and at iSMART Ambassador, I got the title Global Voice Ambassador. To me, this is not only an award, but also a motivation to keep improving my English confidence and ability to share meaningful ideas with others.
Yeah, that's really great introduction. How do you feel today? Do you feel exciting?
Yes.
That's all? Okay, so right now, if let everyone can know more about yourself, can you describe about yourself like 5 keywords with 5 adjectives?
Maybe it's creative, friendly, curious, disruptive, and confident.
Yeah, so creative. Okay, but when you mentioned about curious, why is that? Why you choose that keyword to describe by yourself?
Because I think the word curious can describe exactly who I am.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I'm so curious. I'm curious about everything from science stuff to daily life activity. And I believe when a student is curious, they not just can only gain experience or knowledge, but also can be more independent and responsible in learning.
Yeah, that's really great. Your previous round's presentation has a lot of deep messages, but I wonder, do you have your own favorite quote, like about responsibility and about privilege? Do you have your own?
Yes, my favorite quote about responsibility is for Winston Churchill. The price of greatness is responsibility. I really like this course because many people want success, opportunities, or achievement, but sometimes they forget the responsibilities that go with them. And as a student, we are so lucky to have access to education, technology, and clean water, while many students around the world still struggle with these things these days.
Yeah, you just mentioned about the curious when you describe by yourself. Before we starting this program, what do you know about clean water?
To me, clean water is a bottle I bring to school every day. I can drink this at break time, wash my hand, clean the classroom, or use the restroom.
Yes, okay. And if one day your school absolutely no clean water, like suddenly it disappeared, what do you think? Like, how do you feel about that day?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere would feel so uncomfortable and stressful almost immediately. At first, many students may think it's just a small inconvenience, but after a few hours, they started realizing how serious the problem is. Simple activity that we normally never think about, like drinking water, washing hands, using restroom may become difficult. I think students would feel tired, distracted, or even anxious because now the school is no longer a safe place for them. Without water, students can't focus much in class, and teacher might struggle to maintain the hygiene. To me, a school without water is like a classroom with no teacher.
Yes, okay, and right now I have something for you before we can officially start this talk show. Okay, let's just watch this video. Okay, we just finished the video. How do you feel about that when you see all the kids in the remote area? They have to travel like for a long way to get like 5 to 7 buckets of clean water.
I feel so sad for them. Without clean water, they not just face a physical discomfort like traveling far to collect water or using only the specific amount of water, but they also have some health problem. They sick very often, and some of them might feel struggle to go to school every day.
Yeah, so if your school don't have enough clean water, just like this video we just watched, what kind of struggle or inconvenience that you and your friends might face every day?
If my school don't have safe water, I think every day to us feel like a challenge. The first thing I think about is sickness. Yes. Students may have stomach aches, headaches, or feel tired very often. And when we get sickness, we can't focus much in class. Over time, that can make feel stressed to keep up with friends. That also affects our mental health. Imagine every day going to school while worrying whether the water at school is safe enough or not. That can make us so feel uncomfortable and distracted.
Yes, and what do you think about we keeping using the not really clean water resources? Would that be affected to the student health?
Yes, it is. It can affect seriously to students' health, like students may get sickness very often. And honestly, being sick at school is terrible enough. Just imagine trying to solve a math problem while your stomach is fighting inside. That's a nightmare that no student want to experience. Besides that, unsafe water also affects hygiene. Students need clean water to drink, to wash their hands, and stay healthy. So if hygiene becomes poor, schools stop feeling safe and comfortable. Yeah. Diseases can spread very quickly.
And if you like you keeping using the lack of clear water, like you don't have the condition to use clear water like all the friends in the city, do you think it's gonna make you sick and it's gonna affect like negative affected to your academic performance?
Yes, really. I think health and learning are connected strongly. So if I usually use water with poor condition, I may get sick and it becomes really difficult to study well. For example, when someone gets a headache or stomach ache, they probably can't focus much in class. Over time, this can reduce their confidence in learning. Students who get sick often may also miss classes, and once the lessons start building up, they feel stressed and struggle to keep up with the lesson. I feel they're actually sad because the problem doesn't come from their ability, but come from the environment.
Okay, so right now you living in a remote area, right? And your school don't have a lot of condition to have clear water resource, right? And you have to travel like from 5 to 7 kilometers to get 5 to 7 buckets of clear water every day. Would you do that?
Yes, I would do.
Why?
Because
really?
yeah, I just can travel a little bit far, then I can get clean water for myself and my whole class. If I live and study without clean water, I may get so many health problems.
Yeah, but it's 7 kilometers. It's not 700 meters. You would choose the option is travel for 7 kilometers and get water.
I could go by bike.
I go by bike. Well, that's creative. I thought you could walk. Yeah, that's creative. If your school has plenty of clean water, but before today, when you come here, do you have ever considered that you have your own clean water resources? That's a blessing, or that's something you take for granted?
Honestly, before learning the lesson, I think I kind of took it for granted.
Really?
Yes, every day I just turn on the tap and then the water would appear immediately. It was so normal that I never really stopped to think about it. But after researching deeply, I started realizing while I have water, many students around the world still struggle with these basic things every day. They must travel far to collect water or study in a school with very poor sanitation. That realization makes me sad, but also so grateful now.
Do you ever think that you're wasting water in your daily life? Like when you take a shower for too long, or you use water to having fun, like that?
Yes, I usually take the shower for too long, almost half an hour.
Like I'm not mentioning about like, oh, your body was too dirty, or you need to take a shower for too long because you have something to clean. But I mentioned like you spend your time too long, too much in the bathroom just like for relaxing, you know?
Yes, usually. I just can't control, even though I know that it's wasting, but I can't.
Yes, so what is the moment when you realize that, oh, I'm wasting water?
Maybe at school. Yes, we usually play with water, like water balloon. And when we throw that, the water will be wasted and we can't reuse it anymore.
Yes, that's really great. And now you realize that clean water is a basic needs, but we shouldn't waste that so much like that, right? And your presentation topic was technology and future works. What can technology actually do to help us and solve the problem about clean water resources?
Yes, technology can help a lot with clean water issues. For example, modern technology can help create better water filters, smarter systems to detect pollutions, or machines that have reduced water pollutions. Schools can also use technology to monitor water quality more easily. Yes. But personally, I think student awareness is still important.
Why is that?
Because honestly, even the smarter technology can't help much if people continue wasting water carelessly. Technology is like a tool, but humans are the ones who deciding how to use it.
Yes, like technology will help us to save the water, but the decision is in our hands, right? In your presentation in the previous round of the iSMART Ambassador 2026, you created by yourself a video about biology content to have lots of students and children to get an easier way to access to the health education topic. So right now, if you can, once again, create by yourself a video clip about clear water resources, how to maintain it and how to protect it, what would it be?
Yeah, that is an interesting question that I never think about this before. Honestly, if I create a short AI videos about saving water, I think the story would be something like this. The main character is a student who often wastes water. He plays with water carelessly and leaves the tap running, and it feels so normal for him that he never really think about how important water is. But one day, his school suddenly had no water at all. At first, he thinks it's just a small inconvenience. But then he realized how serious the problem is. The students had no water to drink, they cannot wash their hands properly, and even lunchtime becomes so uncomfortable and unhygienic. That the restroom are also so smelly and dirty to use. That's when the main character, his friend, and his teacher started realizing how they depended on something they barely appreciated before. But the most impressive thing is the last. This is all the principal planned. She plans this because she see almost students in the school didn't really value water, so she decided to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, that's really great. You got your own plot twist. So right now, if you're a principal, but please do not use it that way that you just tell me, you saw your students wasting water. What would you do to help them realize that their actions are wasting water and they shouldn't doing that?
Maybe I would create some competitions or school activity where students can take back in and discover about water. They also can research deeply how water is important to our life and how water is still something that's so rare, so privilege to students in remote area.
Yes, and if we have only one action to do tomorrow to help protect the clean water resource, what do you think, what is the most practical thing that we could do?
Yes, I think it's a reminding friends not to waste water. Yeah, we can do it ourselves. We can save water for ourselves and reminding friends not to waste water. Like we can spread this awareness to everyone and then everybody is at work be more responsible with water.
Yes, and there's a quote like this: clean water it just doesn't affect about student health, but it affects about their academic performance and their future. What do you think about that quote?
I strongly agree with that course because when students don't have clean water, the problem becomes much bigger than physical discomfort. Students who get sick often may miss classes, lose concentration, or struggle to keep up with classes. Over time, it can affect their confidence and future opportunities. I think education depends not only on books and teachers, it only depends on safe and healthy environment. So it's really difficult to focus on dream, goals, or even homework when basic things like water are being met.
Yeah, that's really great. And right now, if you could send a message to the audiences, like your friends and your families who are watching this video, what is your message?
My message would be every drop of water carries life, hope, and help for someone else. So don't waste it just because it's easy to reach today. I really like this message because people sometimes forget that water is still a real village in some remote area. Saving water doesn't always require much action. Small habits can matter too, like turning off the tap properly, using only the water we need, or reminding fans not to waste water. I believe students can create a lot of positive change.
Yeah, that's really great. Thank you so much for your sharing. It's really inspiring, and I think you're right about this opinion is that technology can help us to solve a lot of problems, but the decision is in our hand that we want to do it or not. If we want to protect the clean water resource, yes, we can do it. But if we created lots of machines that protect the clean water resources, but we don't agree with that, we always wasting the water, it's gonna be a no, a big no for that. And clean water is a thing, is a basic needs that every children deserve. It's not a privilege, it's a right for everyone. And once again, thank you for your sharing. It's really suitable for the spirit of iSMART Pastoral 2026. Thank you so much. And for you guys, for the audience, if you guys found this episode is interesting, please share for who needs to hear it. And don't forget to follow iSMART Ambassador to get the latest notification. And this is the last episode of iSMART Ambassador Talk and Share. See you in the next program of iSMART Ambassador 2026. Once again, goodbye. And this is Kim Khánh.
And this is Hiên Phúc.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.